Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. And we're also going to announce the winner of our second day of the Lovin Dubai 12 Days of Christmas.
And as well, travel warnings announced for the Christmas period.
The MS Helpline, an MS Helpline has launched in the UAE.
As well, how to grab amazing Christmas decorations in Dubai without breaking the bank.
Later on in the show, we're going to talk about dating in Dubai and one creator who went on a date and got a very interesting feedback survey post the date. Can you imagine?
I would literally die laughing. And as well, later on in the show, we are going to be joined with Asma, Sami, love, drama, secrets from Love is Blind, Habibi. I am super excited to talk to her.
Yeah, me too. That's going to be about 8:50 in today's rapid weather report. Expect highs of 27 degrees Celsius. Humidity is at 60%.
So that means winter is coming around. It's really cold already.
It's chilly. Hence,
look at us.
You know,
look at us.
Any
look
excuse
at us.
to
Sweaters,
wear proper wool. Any excuse at all.
I know. Well, before we jump to our stories for the day, so as we promised you, this is day 2 of the Christmas Lovin Dubai Advent Calendar. And the question yesterday was about a joke, your funniest Christmas joke. And let me tell you, there were a lot of funny jokes.
Some were lame.
Some were lame, but the winner for this time, it's AE8_S. I love the joke. It's so hilarious.
Let's go.
It's what never eats Christmas dinner. The turkey. It's stuffed. Come on, it's funny. It's a bit funny. You know, sometimes some things can be too lame.
No, I didn't think it was lame. I was like, is the turkey not eaten because it's getting eaten? Is that a word?
I mean, I don't know, but it's funny. So you won actually 2 tickets to the 30 Seconds to Mars concert, and we will be contacting you. So hurry up and get the tickets as soon as you can.
Congratulations for a great joke. So many other great Christmas cracker jokes came in.
Yes.
I love a Christmas cracker joke. It's the best thing when you pull your cracker, put on your hat, and you tell the lame jokes on the Christmas dinner table.
Tell me a lame joke.
Oh, well, I'll tell you some of the other entries. Okay. How did the torch... I love this one.
Okay.
How did the torch feel when its batteries ran out?
How?
Delighted. That's a really good joke.
Well,
Bob 2011. I'm sorry if I had my say. That was a really good joke.
Well, there's another good joke as well that is very Christmas oriented. So, what does Santa do when his elves misbehave? He gave them the sack. Some jokes, by the way, can be too lame.
No, it's not lame.
That you laugh, but it's fine.
No, it just takes a second.
Tell me your funny Christmas joke. I want to hear one from you.
But I don't have one, so I'm going to keep going with these.
Okay.
I wish there was a local element one. What you call a snowman with a six-pack? An abdominal snowman.
Where do you guys come up with these things? Where do you guys come up with these things? I mean, were you considered funny, telling jokes when you were younger?
Maybe not particularly.
Okay.
Were you?
I mean, I had a very dry sense of humor. I would say something and I wouldn't mean to be funny, but then people would be laughing. I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, I could see that.
They find that funny. Okay. Well, good job. It was a fact, but I was not joking. But sure, go ahead and laugh.
I like to use cheap puns to make people laugh, and it's like a low form of comedy, but I like it. I love puns. I love Christmas cracker jokes. And we're going to have a question going live every single day on the Lovin Dubai stories for your chance to win amazing prizes. Yesterday we gave away Lovin merch. Today it was tickets for 30 Seconds to Mars, and we literally are giving concert tickets and amazing prizes every single day announced on this show. All you have to do is answer on the Lovin Dubai Instagram stories.
And we will be choosing the best answer. So I would say, maybe you should all be tuning into the show to find out if you won or not.
Yeah, I don't know. It was tricky. So many great Christmas jokes. Speaking of Christmas, are you traveling for the holidays? We're going to jump into our top story of the day. Travel warnings announced for the Christmas period. Dubai's busiest travel period has officially been revealed, and Emirates is advising passengers to plan your journeys extremely carefully this month. Departure numbers expected to be higher than last year throughout the festive season, so it's important to stay ahead of this travel rush.
Well, the peak travel days to watch out for are Thursday, December 12 to Sunday, December 15, Friday, December 20 to Sunday, December 22, and Friday, December 27 to Sunday, December 29. To ensure a smooth journey, Emirates is urging travelers to arrive early at the airport. Safe travels and plan ahead to avoid the holiday hustle.
How great is this? I feel like we're at the airport.
That is so cool. That we're manifesting it. It's okay. We are manifesting. I'm manifesting to be right there looking at the screen to figure out when is my flight going to be.
Are you traveling for Christmas?
No, I'm not.
Well, I am.
Well, I love that. It's like, oh yeah, do you have a gift? No, well, I do.
But you know what? Coming into every travel period, Emirates, Fly Dubai Airports announces, hey, it's going to be really busy. Make sure you leave on time. Give yourself plenty of time at the airport. And I do. I give myself about 4 hours because I like to be there loads of time. I like to walk through the airport. If there's a lounge, I'd like to be in it. I like to go to duty free. I like to buy makeup. But you know what the thing is? The rush isn't there. Like you're waiting 20 minutes at a counter. Mm-hmm. When you go to other countries, that's just like a walk in the park. Like Dubai airports is phenomenal at getting this rush through quickly. Smart gates, touchless systems. It's world class. So like a rush in Dubai, in comparison to other countries, we're lucky.
Well, that is something for sure. And one thing, you're very demure. Going 4 hours earlier, you are very demure and chill.
You don't?
I mean, I don't know. It's like I am a very last minute person. I plan ahead. However, in my head, I think, oh, I'm going to reach early. But then I wake up and I'm like, oh, why did I do this to myself? It's fine.
Really?
There is a lot of time. I can still wait. I don't need to be there very early.
You seem like an on-time person.
I am an on-time person. I'm very on time. However, the planning, the before, I'm not very demure with that. Yeah. So it's like my things will be packed and everything will be ready. But will I be ready in my head? I don't think so.
7:37. Oh, the clock in our studio is an hour early. So if I say the wrong hour, forgive me and move on with your day because I can't get up to it's actually 8:38. We're going to jump into our next story.
So MS Helpline launched in the UAE. Now, in a groundbreaking move to support individuals living with multiple sclerosis, the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, or NMSS, has launched the MS Helpline. Now, the first phone-based support service in the UAE, accessibly by dialing 800-677. Now, this innovative initiative is set to transform the way MS patients and their caregivers access resources and support.
So if you'd like to access the hotline, it operates from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. and that's 7 days a week, which is amazing. The helpline offers essential resources, including referrals to specialist MS healthcare practitioners, active listening support, and mental health assessments. The service also acts as a valuable tool for gathering data to enhance NMSS's database and improve their existing programs.
Well, the helpline aims to implement a comprehensive national MS agenda, fostering collaboration and knowledge sharing to create a supportive ecosystem for people living with MS in the UAE. I must say, I love that. There has been a lot of awareness regarding multiple sclerosis. It was a disease that we don't know about. People who back then would be like, MS, what is MS, right? And there's a lot of misconceptions happening regarding MS. It's an invisible disease. People don't really see it. It's not like a broken leg or a punch on the face that is visible, that's blue or that's purple. It's, as I said earlier, it's an invisible disease, and the awareness that's happening is great because it will give people who do not have MS maybe kind of like an understanding of what MS is like.
I totally agree with you, and it's more common than we might think. And awareness is important, and then also being able to pick up the phone and answer questions, because the information is there online, but I think it's, you want to speak to someone in the UAE, and I think the information is constantly changing and developing. And I also think that if you're diagnosed, or if someone in your family is diagnosed, it's much nicer to speak to someone about something as serious as this, rather than a Google or a ChatGPT giving you the information. So I think it's amazing that the UAE has set up a 7 days a week, 10-hour hotline. It's a fantastic service. And if we can get the number, or you can check out NMSS if you'd like to check it out.
For sure. And as well, I feel like, people who actually are diagnosed with MS know a bit about it, specifically if they have been diagnosed for a very long time. But I feel like the bigger part who I would say are victims are the people who care for patients with MS, because they don't know how to deal with the person who has MS. They don't know, is the person depressed? Are they having an episode? Is it an attack that's happening to them or not? So maybe I think that helpline is specifically for them.
Interesting. Yeah, good point. 8:41. Let's jump into our next story. If you take a look at our beautiful situation setup that we've got right here for Christmas, I'm loving our studio. Our Christmas trees in the back. We've got our Christmas vibes, and we want to tell you, Dubai, anyone watching the show, how you can get amazing Christmas decorations to your home without breaking the bank. And it's all thanks to Daiso. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and Daiso Japan is here to sprinkle some extra magic on your festivities. Whether you're thinking of like a sparkling light situation, a towering Christmas tree. Yesterday we spoke about the fact that you can get from 2 foot up to 10 foot from Daiso, or simply adorning your home with cute little Santas, charming nutcrackers, and playful Christmas hats. Daiso has got 5,000 festive treasures ready to deck your halls.
And as well, there's more festive cheer in store. So how about a dazzling outdoor reindeer to transform your yard into a snowy wonderland, or a ceramic carousel that will add a dash of enchantment to your holiday decor? But not the best part, you can snag most items for just 7.5 dirhams, so you can spread holiday joy without emptying your wallet. I love Christmas.
So basically, yeah, me too. Yesterday we got into the mood. I felt like it was the first Christmassy show because we kind of unveiled all of our decorations.
Why am I always missing out on these things? It's okay, you guys. It's okay. I am not crying, but it's fine because I love Christmas and I love the vibes of Christmas. I love how the Christmas music. When I was younger, I was in a chorale and we would sing like Christmas music. I remember, and it was like such a cute vibe,
Yeah,
I love
me
it.
too. Me too. I love the Christmas vibes so much. I love the fact that I can decorate my home without spending a fortune, and just cover it. Are you like a minimal or a maximist? Maximal?
I am a maximist because let me tell you something. I don't know I don't know when to stop or how to stop. I don't know, and that's my red flag, and that's what my parents both say. They say it to my face. They go like, Farah, you go spending, you go for one thing, and then the next thing we know is that you have a lot of things. You have like 10 million things in your cart, and you spent a lot, And I'm like, yeah, because like if I'm gonna go and decorate for Christmas, I would want to go all
out. Me too. But I thought I was a bit of a maximalist. Like, you've got your tree, you've got loads of decorations, and you've got things around the house and little ornaments. But I saw someone's Instagram stories. I can't remember who it was. It was someone living in Dubai, and they shared I think it must have been their parents' living room. And I was like, whoa. It's like, you have gone all out for Christmas. Like, I could not. It was hardly the girl we're going to talk about next. I can't remember. But I thought I was a maximalist, but then you see some people's houses,
and you go like, oh well, I'm a very minimal girl.
People are, there's a Christmas Facebook page, Christmas Madness UAE, and people talk about Christmas the whole way through the year, and they share their pictures of their trees, and they talk about the Christmas deals, i.e. Daiso, where you can get things that don't cost a lot of money to really fill your house, because there's nothing nicer than the festive period and celebrating and getting in the vibes as early as possible.
I agree. When I was younger, I used to go to a sister's school, And I remember I went into the sister's house and I looked at the Christmas decorations. I was like, oh, that exists. I want that. I love that.
Exactly.
And I want that. And then after that, I would try to recreate that. But it never really worked. So.
And every year, I feel like I'm more impressed by everything I see across the city. But we're going to take a very short break today while I de-Christmas myself. Did you know that Lovin is based in 22 cities? It's amazing. And we have a team of local journalists around the region bringing you the best positive community stories in bite-sized news form.
Well, so now you can get to know your region. You can find them on social and daily newsletters and podcasts, or even on our app. Find them wherever you get your news.
Speaking of news, let's bring it closer to home.
Well, this is kind of like I don't know if you guys want to say horrific, weird, or funny dating stories. So
jaw-dropping.
It is actually jaw-dropping. I was like, what, girl? So this Dubai creator's viral dating feedback survey has gone viral. A Dubai creator, her name is AAINA_Pahwa, called out... Aina. Hi, Aina. Well, Aina Pahwa
We've shared your stories many times, Aina.
Called out her date as a weird experience because after her Hinge date, the next day, guess what she received? A feedback survey. Yes, you guys, post-date feedback survey, which is weird. So she got like a detailed questionnaire about, the date that she and the guy had, which is like very weird. And it's like, oh, how did I talk? How did you feel when we sat together? And it's very detailed. It was kind of like weird. And just like he wanted that because he wanted to see how he can improve for his future dating experience.
I have so many questions, Ada.
Same.
I have so many questions because as soon as I saw it, I was like, is this real? And if it's real, which I'm assuming it is, I feel for the guy because if you're putting out a dating survey feedback, it means you've been on a lot of dates, you haven't had a great interaction, and maybe you've been to see a therapist, and maybe you want to know why the dates aren't going well. How do you rate your experience of a scale of meh to mind-blowing? Do we know if Ada responded?
Well, she didn't respond yet. She was asking her followers if she should respond or not respond because to her that was really weird. I watched a video this morning and I was like, if a guy would send me a survey to evaluate the date that him and I went through, I'd be like, so he's not confident?
Would you respond?
No. I would not. I would not because that would be if I want to be with a man, I would.
Yeah, but you're clearly not going to be with him, right? Obviously you think it's weird, so you're not going to be with him. But just think about the guy who's made the effort. If he's serious about this, it's like when you go on a job interview. It's actually a nice. If the person requests it, give them the feedback. Yeah,
but then that's different. A job is different than having a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, right? It's different. It's like what do you mean? What do you mean? How was the dating experience? I would be like, bro, are you okay? Are you out of your mind for that?
You know what I think? In summary, is that the poor guy felt like he needs feedback on his dating because obviously it hasn't been going well. So I'd feel for him. However, I think any feedback that you give, it's not because if it's in a work environment, feedback is meant to improve. So the person will improve because there's skill sets. But as a person, you are who you are. And if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. And there's one person there for all of us.
That is true.
So regardless of the feedback, you didn't like me because we go on a date. You didn't like me because I gave you a weird smile. I gave you the ick for 5 different reasons. But those little ick things, someone else could find super cute.
Exactly. Exactly. That's my point. It's why would I respond to a guy who gave me a survey to fill out after our date? That would be an ick itself. Right.
It's an ick. So you're probably not going to be with him. But I feel like he's understand why he's done it, which is probably a sad thing, and I'd probably respond, but I would be ridiculously nice because I'd be like, you were amazing. It's me.
Oh my God.
100%, because I feel so bad. And knowing that like the value of the feedback isn't going to change him, because it shouldn't change him, because I don't want to change him, but I just know he's not for me. So I'd be like, you're amazing. Keep doing you, but I'm going to do me over here.
Oh my God, you're too nice, Casey. You are too nice. I mean, I wouldn't. I'd be like, listen, bro, I don't like you. Just like, and I would then maybe be like, just don't text me anymore.
Well, I guess the honesty is the best policy. Ina, if you ever watch this, let us know, please, how you respond, how and if you respond. But going from dating to marriage life, it is time. Next up, we're excited to welcome Love is Blind Habibi star Asma. We're going to talk all about the reunion, what actually happened with her and Katab on the show. She's going to be with us after this very short break. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is Asma Sami from Love is Blind Habibi. What really happened with Katab, why they left and rejoined the show, and how real was the drama that unfolded at the reunion? Let's find out. Welcome to the show, Asma.
Hi guys, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
We're so excited to have you on.
We are actually. I'm very excited to have you. So my first question is, why did you decide to join the experiment?
So initially, obviously, we didn't know when we were being casted for the show, we didn't know that this was Love is Blind. So we were, or for me, I was very sort of curious to understand what type of experiment is it? How would it go? It was more about curiosity for me rather than anything else. Was I sure that I would find someone? I wasn't really sure, to be honest. But I was so curious to get in through the experiment, and I think most of us didn't know how would it go, like what would the experience be, etc. So yeah.
You know, the show is so interesting because it brings up a lot of cultural questions, and obviously later on in the show, you know, we had to get permission from your family before, but we'll get to that. But my question is, when you realized what the show was and the premise of the show, what was your family's level of support at that point?
Honestly, my family were super supportive. In the beginning, they didn't understand what is the concept. So they don't understand reality TV. They don't watch it. It's not something that they are acquainted with, if I may say. But then when I told them that I want to be part of it, they were like, okay, we think you're an adult. You know enough what to do. We trust you. Just don't do anything stupid, be good, and just go for it. So so they were super supportive, but obviously they didn't understand the concept.
They didn't understand that a husband was going to come along. Fair enough.
Yeah, and that's why they were like, after I got that proposal from Khattab in the pods, when I called my parents afterwards, they were like, "What do you mean you got proposed to? Are you like officially engaged?" I was like, "I don't know either. Am I officially engaged?" It was so confusing because obviously going through the experience and living it is completely different than what you see it from the outside, right? So it gets a little bit confusing that from the pods you get engaged, you get to see someone, and then all of that happens in like a span of like, I don't know, 30 days. It's quite insane. And for your mind to process it, it takes some time. At least for me, this is what happened.
The show producers are so cheeky, right? Because they don't tell you that you're going on to this like life journey.
Yeah, and then it's like...
And then it unfolds.
Yeah.
That is like really shocking. But we had Shafiq here on the show. Yeah. And it's like our mini reunion that we're doing.
This is the whole Love is Blind reunion show on the Lovin show.
It's like a mini Love is Blind Habibi reunion. And he said that everyone initially went there for exposure. How much do you agree with that? Like, would you say that you went for exposure on social media? Honestly, or do you think maybe others as well went for exposure?
I don't know about others, but I will speak for myself. For myself, first off, I didn't know that it's going to be Love is Blind. Second of, if anything, I was actually anxious about the whole thing coming out because initially I thought the reaction would be, oh, she's too desperate to go get a husband on a show, stuff like that. You know, coming from the Arab region, how would that be perceived? This is the first season, etc. So it was more, I was more like scared about the perception rather than anything else, even though this didn't stop me from the fact that I really wanted to go through it and experience it all. You know what I mean? I didn't let the fact that how would this reflect on me, or people would call me out or say about me in the future to stop me from taking the experiment. But yeah, on the other side, for me at least, this is what I thought. I thought maybe people would see it like that. But then I was surprised. People actually lived the journey with us, understood our characters, and there were so many comments and like DMs that I got afterwards, and people tell you how they perceive the stories, and oh my God, people see it like for what it is. And I was surprised, and I was actually very happy that this came through like that.
Well, speaking of people's perceptions, you know, as Farah said, we've had a lot of the cast on the show, and you know, we've talked about like the edits because it's a journey, and you know, millions of hours of all of your time, but we only see an hour of the pods, for example. And I wonder, what was your initial reaction to seeing how you were perceived on the show? Let's not talk about the reunion, but like that first set of series. Were the edits fair? Yeah.
No. I mean, in some parts they weren't, and some other parts there were so many things that were taken out that could have given people more context. But then I think in the history of Love is Blind, every single cast member comes out and talks about the edits. So it's something that is really known, and I think it is part of the whole experience and experiment, is for it to come out in a way that adds a little bit of touch of drama here, a little bit of story there, because obviously, as you know, guys, this is a reality TV and it's not scripted. So I think this is where they need to add some spices to make it catchy for the audience. Obviously, it reflects on us as actual cast members and people that walk this earth, and because you're not going on this show as Samantha or as Abir, you're going on it's me, you know. So in the beginning, I was really, really, really angry.
By which part, for example?
The part of where they showed that I was a gold digger. This part was really, I would say, taken completely out of context. And I know that Khattab came here and spoke about this. This was completely edited to look like this. And this is where I felt like it was unfair. But then throughout, I think it came out okay. And then some parts also were taken out, but at least you could see my character and you could see the full story. Not necessarily the total one, but then you could see bits and pieces of the story that makes sense to you. You know what I mean? And it made sense to me, and I was like, okay, this is what they're trying to sell or like trying to portray.
True, you're so right. I feel like it was. It did make it look like that you were there for the businesses, but then later on in the show. They evolved and like the real feelings were seen for sure.
And as well, by the way, like Khattab explained it very properly, how every woman should be looking out for the, I would say, financial independence that with the man that she's talking to. But I want to ask, why did you leave after initially saying yes?
So parts of the edits not being fair is that it was shown that I was the one who left. But if you guys go back to the episodes and you see after the reveal, I say, oh, I'm going to think about it. The earrings from that piece or that confession is completely different from my earrings of the reveal. So it was taken out from something else and put into it. So it's a clear edit, because this is not what happened. What happened in reality is that after I got so anxious during the reveal, they sort of told us, you're not a match, and they kicked us out.
Oh.
This is the actual story, guys.
What? That is some tea.
Yeah, I'm giving you the tea.
How does that even work?
They didn't think we're a match, just like other couples that matched during the pods. And then they kicked us out. And then at that time, I even mentioned that in the reunion, I wanted to speak with Khattab. I didn't care. I was like, I don't care. I really want to talk to him and I want to connect with him and I want to explain to him what happens in the reveal, etc. So we met, we connected further, and then when they knew that we connected and we were speaking, they got us back.
Okay.
So, and this is when we come back to the retreat, like a day or two later.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is why I was really angry in the beginning, because the way the whole thing was portrayed, specifically from the pods period up until we came back to the retreat, it was not, most of it was, you know, cut it out here and there to make it look like that.
So there were other couples that were successful that didn't make it the whole way?
Oh, yeah. There were some couples that they thought that were not a good match, so they left.
Like who?
I don't know if I can say that. I don't know. Yeah, but there were.
They don't show those couples the journey, because you know at the beginning of the show there's all these people. Anyway, since the show aired, so many topics have come out that have like brought debate themselves. So like show aside, so one of them specifically is 50-50 relationship dating. What are your thoughts on that?
For me, I look at it as a phases period. So it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. So if you're someone that is in that age bracket where you're building your life, you're trying to grow, the 50-50 works perfectly well, because we're both trying to grow and at the same time, we want to be together. So it depends at which phase that you're at. And if you're someone who's established, this is where two adults come in and sort of discuss the roles and responsibilities. And at the end of the day, it's not a one size fits all. It depends on what are your objectives in lives, how you want your relationship to look like, what do you want out of this relationship, and and this is how you split the roles and responsibilities. Finances is only one element of a relationship. There are so many layers and things into a relationship that people forget or tend to not to focus on, which I think it's really important to look at these different pillars. What makes your relationship the way it is? Of course, finance is a very important part, but how does that look like? This is a discussion between the two and depends on what phase they are at.
Well, Mido, many believe that Mido was your number one choice. Do you think that you should have given Mido a chance?
Mido, honestly, is a great guy. And we connected based on familiarity. We're both Egyptians. We have the same sense of humor. But one of the things that I think I wasn't able to get to is to get into a deeper layer with Mido. And for me to get into the next step, I wouldn't have been able to do it without doing that part where I understand that person fully. We speak about so many things. I wasn't able to get that out of him. So I felt like maybe this is not the right match. And I was ready initially to leave if I didn't find that, if I wasn't able to understand the person, because honestly, it's a big thing, right? It's a huge step in your life. Outside of anything, the fact that you are getting to know someone in that short period, you want to know as much as possible. You want to start, you take notes, because we had these notebook, you take these notes, you go back to your room, you start thinking and reflecting and seeing, does this align with me as a person? Do I really want to be in a relationship like that, etc.? So there are so many elements into it that you think about. So I wasn't able to get into that deeper layer with him. It was more about us talking about things that are familiar, joking, etc. And this is not something that I was able to go on with. But I'm so happy we're still in contact. He's a great person. And we remained friends. And I think this is also a great sort of type of relationship that you can keep, you know?
Well, interesting you say that, because I want to ask, can guys and girls be friends? Because in the show, the wall is up and you can't see them. So maybe it was hard to deepen that level. But now you've come out, the wall is gone, you're friends. Is it possible for guys and girls to have a truly platonic relationship?
I mean, yeah. If you're both mature, you both sort of admire and respect that concept, why not? I don't see that this is something. How many friends do you guys have that you have a pure, good relationship and you would feel like, okay, that's a really good friend that I wouldn't want to lose at any point. Maybe the sensitivities or people thinking that because you're in a relationship or you were speaking or you were dating at one point, you cannot you cannot be friends afterwards. Obviously, this all depends on you and how open and willing are you for you to keep that friend or that person close if you really admire and love that person and don't want to sort of lose them. This is my view.
Mido bestie?
Well, since Mido is your friend, do you think that Mido's actions during the reunion were justified?
I don't want to go into that. I don't want to get into that because there were so many things into it, and I don't think I'm in a place to speak about it. It's not my story to talk about.
Fair enough. The reunion specifically overall, there was drama, there was tea. We heard someone on the show, one of the cast members of the show said that, people met lots of tea and drama on the show, on the reunion. And our question to you is, could it have been handled better by the production? Because it did feel like there was some bullying going on.
100%. It could have been handled better on so many levels. But then again, it's that drama that sells, which is sad because it impacts people in reality. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
It's such a tightrope. You're so right.
Yeah.
In terms of balancing the drama with audience engagement, but you've got people.
Yeah, and this impacts you on a personal level because obviously people get to see only snippet. If you saw that much drama, this was over 8 hours. So you guys saw only 1 hour. So there were so many things that were happening, but then again, edits here and there. And then to be fair, it only needed to be 1 hour because this is the duration of the episode. But yeah.
When you walked away from filming that day, were you as a crew, a cast, did you hang out after? Or were you all like done?
Yeah, we finished so late. I was telling you, 8 hours of shooting. So we finished so late and it was super exhausting. I was like, why do you go home?
So is that like tea after you're all friends?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. No, but I think I'm close friends with a lot of the cast members. So I enjoy most of their company. Because obviously going through this journey, it was so intense that really few people understand. And these people happen to be the people that went through the same experiment with you. And if I say an experiment, it was an actual psychological, social experiment. So it was kind of intense. So you really appreciate the people after this. You appreciate because you've lived that journey with them and no one else can understand except for them.
I agree. It looked like a phenomenal life experience to have.
Absolutely.
Well, sorry to get back to the reunion, but after the reunion, you got, along with other girls, attacked a lot for not having Noor's back and not defending her. A lot of people on TikTok were like, oh, they're not girls, and the list goes on and on. So do you think that you should have acted differently?
I don't think so, honestly. If I'm not part of the story, I shouldn't be involved. I mean, sometimes you get too sort of excited for someone or too pissed for someone. You want to defend your friend but then this as an act is not the right way because the story of the two should remain between the two and they were the ones they're supposed to be talking about it. So this is how I see it. Because at one point things got a little bit out of control. So you don't know how would you insert yourself into that conversation. So I don't think I had really a place for me to be able to jump in and speak. This was my view.
How do you feel? Because I think when a show airs, like anything that goes online, we post daily, you get feedback and comments from everyone. You're loved, there's criticism. How do you feel getting criticism, for example, about that after the show?
In the beginning, because I know the edits were not fair, I was really like anxious, annoyed. I don't know how people perceive me, etc. But then over time, this like 2-3 weeks later, I was like, okay, what are you annoyed from? You just know your story, you know who you are. It doesn't matter. And I came to realize that you are not there to like satisfy and make everyone happy because if you do, there's something wrong.
Right.
So I was like, khalas, it is what it is. If people tend to see me that way, that's okay. But then there were other people that were seeing the truth. And actually, I got so much support and love that I wasn't even like comprehending it. And people saw me for who I was. So I was like, okay, I don't need to like satisfy everyone, make everyone happy. But then these people that actually saw me, I'm more than happy that they were there and supporting. So yeah.
Interesting.
Well, before we jump to our game, I have a question. You are now dating someone.
Yes.
Right?
Dun, dun, dun.
So do your parents approve of him or not?
Of course. Of course, definitely.
So are we going to be hearing maybe wedding bells soon?
I'll let you. I'll keep that for now.
Okay.
But maybe not.
All right.
Stay tuned, I guess.
Stay tuned. All right.
But
Fair
before we
enough.
jump onto the game, I do want to ask because the show aired and it was a full year before. So as the show was airing, I, along with a lot of other people, were jumping onto all of your profiles to see what's going on, and there was absolutely zero, nothing. You gave us nothing until the show aired, and so it's only now that we're learning that you're in a different relationship. So I guess when did that relationship start? Like, were you intentionally keeping it under wraps? You know, because usually you go official with someone.
Yeah. So we were obviously because we were part of a show. We had to sign contracts, NDAs, etc. So one of these things was not to announce. Even the couples that were on the show, like Safa and Muhammad, no one was allowed to announce their relationship. So this was part of my contractual agreement. And then when we were given that good to go, this is when I announced. Because and it is fair for me to do that because obviously I need to like Yeah,
of course.
Exactly. If you're with someone, you need to say you're with someone, and yeah. So it was not something that intentionally done from my side. It was more of a contractual agreement that I had to abide by, and yeah. And it's been a year after the show. And obviously we only started being together. I think last April, which is after the show by other 6 months or 7 months. Okay. So, and it was a journey after that. So, yeah.
We're going to play a quick game.
Yalla.
Before we get there, I just want to say Love is Blind Habibi was an amazing show. It brought a lot of different people, cast and energy and your vivaciousness and your bubbliness was so amazing.
Thank you.
So congratulations on being a great cast member on such a watched viral hit show. So that's the niceness. Now let's move on to Chili Chats.
Yalla.
So, Chili Chats with Asma from Love is Blind Habibi. We're going to ask you some questions. If you don't want to answer, you'll try the Lovin / hot sauce crystal.
Oh, guys. You're not doing this. Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, first question. What do you think of Dunya defending Shafiq during their reunion?
I mean, she's his fiance, right?
Fair enough. Fair enough. I was expecting something more, but it's fine.
Easy. That was an easy one to answer, I guess, but it's so true. I feel like even regardless, you have their back, and then when you go behind closed doors, you're like,
why would you not do that?
Yeah.
Okay, who was the most genuine couple?
They're all genuine. I feel like the couples that we know now, both of them were super genuine. Yeah. Yeah.
Easy.
Getting
It's easy, guys.
okay, well, now getting back to your bestie, Mido. Do you think Mido's feelings towards Noor were genuine?
Ask him.
Oh my goodness!
Guys, you need to think. This is better.
You have to answer.
I don't know. Like, you have to ask him. This is something that he will have to talk about, right? Like,
I think that's a fake. That's not an answer.
Come on.
Ask him. That's such a cop out.
No, come on.
It's a cop out.
No, I mean, it's fair, right? He would be able to speak about this way better than I know. I wouldn't know. We're not like besties where we talk over the phone every single day.
You must have known during the show.
I would have. First off, I came in when he left, so we didn't even speak during the retreat.
You came in when he left.
Yeah, and Noor was about to leave, so she left the same day.
My producer is throwing you under the bus. She's saying you didn't answer the question.
So you have to
Okay, guys, fair. Fair.
That was brave.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
god! Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Girl.
I'm okay. It's good.
Okay, easy.
Easy.
Okay, it gets progressively harder if you. We put more hot sauce on
Yeah,
the
I'm not gonna do this again.
We have 3 more to go.
Yalla.
Was Noor there for fame?
I don't know.
So you need to eat again.
Come
You
on,
need to
guys.
either answer or eat. That's the game.
Come on, guys.
That is the.
And now you're being super generous with the chili.
Because it gets progressively harder.
You guys are gonna get me like massive stomachache. You know that.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Okay. Fair.
She
Fine.
easy.
You're doing amazing. You're doing well.
Okay, if your parents were there at the wedding, would you have gone through with it?
Yes. Yeah, guys. Like, yeah. What? I mean, this was the only reason why I didn't go through with it.
Wow.
But yeah.
That's it's amazing because as you said, you didn't know you were going into a marriage show for anyone, and it's such a wild life step that I thought it was very fair that you guys decided to to wait until you had the family approval. But it's amazing to hear that you would have gone ahead with it if they were there, and how different life would be.
Completely different, I guess. Yeah, it's completely different. There are 2 different trajectories. This led to something, and then and now I'm into completely something else. But then I'm happy with my scenario at the moment.
Of course,
very happy with
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And finally,
Who isn't a girl's girl?
Guys, this girl thing is like.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Girl, come on.
I think we're all girls, but for what we think works, or not works, but I mean what we think aligns with us. If that makes sense.
That is like, oh, you're trying to like be very politically correct.
But it's true.
That is not an answer.
No, it is.
We need a name.
Come on.
We need a
name. We need a name. Who is not a girl's girl?
We are literally, all of us are girls, but for what we think adds up to our values. I don't know. This is my answer.
I can't make her eat the chili. I can't in my heart of hearts.
Guys, are you killing me?
I can't do it to you.
Thank you.
But we'll agree that it wasn't an answer.
Ish.
Well, if
She knows it's not an answer.
Yeah,
I can't. It's
Yeah, it's unfair. It's unfair.
She has a bad stomach there, and it's our fault.
Yeah.
should we? That's not an answer.
No.
That is not an answer. You need to answer. You need to give us a name.
Girls, now you're not being a girl's girl.
She's done. Asma, fair play for taking 2 sips of chili in Chili Chats. We appreciate
Fair.
it.
I think this is very fair. How many questions did you guys have?
6.
Yeah.
And you had very diplomatic answers.
Perfect. two sips.
Politically correct.
Asma, thank you so much for joining us on the
Thank
Lovin
you for
Dubai show
having
today.
me.
We really appreciate your time today.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you, Farah.
Thank you, Casey.
And that brings us to the end of the show. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.